Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a story that starts with something we've all done, dialing a wrong number. But in this case, that simple mistake spirals into a wild, darkly funny tale of anger, confusion, and yeah, murder. So the story originally comes with this Amharic title, which actually translates to "For a Smile." And, that is just the perfect ironic setup for the absolute chaos that's about to go down.
So picture this. The setup is super simple, almost boringly normal. A man is away from home on some field work, and he decides to do what anyone would do, call home, check in on things. It's a completely ordinary act that's about to take a seriously dark turn.
He dials a number he's probably dialed 1,000 times. Someone picks up. He says a simple, "Hello." So far, everything is exactly as it should be. But the voice that answers him, well, that's not the voice he was expecting.
And right away, the reply he gets is a red flag. It's a woman's voice, sure, but it's not his wife. And she sounds a little annoyed, kind of putting it back on him. This is the very first crack in his otherwise normal day.
So the guy, obviously a little confused, asks who she is, and her answer seems to make perfect sense. She says she's the new maid, that she was just hired while he was away. And our guy, he just buys it, hook, line, and sinker. He thinks, oh, okay, new maid, and just rolls with it, totally clueless that he's talking to a complete stranger in the wrong house.
So, thinking he's got it all sorted out, he makes what he thinks is a perfectly reasonable request. He's just asking his new employee to hand the phone over to his wife. Simple.
And boom, this is the exact moment everything goes completely off the rails. From the woman's perspective, she's just stating a fact, right? But for our guy, on the other end of the line, this one sentence is like a grenade going off in his ear. I mean, you can just feel his entire world screeching to a halt. His question just hangs there, filled with this dawning horror and confusion. He is the husband, isn't he?
But that shock, it doesn't last long. It gets swallowed up by just pure white-hot rage, as his mind immediately jumps to the worst and only conclusion he can think of.
But here's the crazy part. Instead of screaming or hanging up, his brain just shifts into this cold, calculating mode. He's already cooking up a plan, and his first step is to get some information. And the woman on the other end, who must be thinking, what is happening right now, just answers him honestly. She says her salary is 2,000 bear a month. It's not a lot of money, but for the man on the phone, it's a key piece of the terrible puzzle he's putting together.
So now he has all the pieces he thinks he needs. In his head, he's got a cheating wife, an accomplice right there in the house who he believes is his maid, and this all-consuming need for revenge.
And he doesn't mince words. He tells her exactly what he wants. He wants her to murder the man he's convinced is in his bedroom. Just like that, it's a murder-for-hire plot, born entirely from a misunderstanding.
And this right here just shows you how far gone he is. He offers her 100,000 birr. That's 50 times her monthly salary. It's a truly life-changing amount of money, an offer he thinks she just can't refuse. So the offer's on the table. The line goes dead. And for 30 of the longest minutes of his life, this guy just waits, wondering. And then the phone rings. It's her. She's calling back to report in. And boy, did she deliver. She says she did it, but then asks where to put the bodies. Plural. Bodies. Which means, whoa, she didn't just get the guy. She apparently took care of his wife too. And our guy, who is now, by the way, an accessory to a double murder, has to think on his feet. He gives her a logical instruction for getting rid of the evidence, an instruction based completely on the layout of his own property. And that's it. That's the one tiny detail that doesn't add up, the single sentence that brings this entire horrifying house of cards crashing down. You can just imagine that cold, sick feeling hitting him. He's scrambling, checking the number he dialed, the river, the new maid. It all clicks into place in the worst possible way. Nothing makes sense anymore.
And then she confirms it. You can hear it in her voice, that stutter. No, that is not the number. It was never the right number.
And the whole story ends with what has to be the biggest understatement in human history. After accidentally ordering a hit on two strangers, all he can manage is the polite sign-off you use for a simple misdial.
I mean, what a story, right? It's this brilliant piece of dark comedy. A wild cautionary tale about how one tiny mistake, one single wrong digit, can have these insane, world-shattering consequences.
It leaves you wondering about the two dead strangers, the very confused woman who's now a hit woman, and the guy on the phone who has to live with what he just did, all because he pressed the wrong button.